Chisholm in Human Freedom and the Self starts by agreeing with Strawson. For if what we say you did was really something that was brought about by your own beliefs and desires, if these beliefs and desires in the particular situation in which you happened to have found yourself caused you to do just what it was that we say you did do, then, since they caused it, you were unable to do anything other than just what it was that you did do. Chisholm then considers a standard objection. See Ayer a few slides back. And that objection is that you could have done otherwise means no more nor less than if you had chosen to do otherwise, then you would have done otherwise. And if that's right, then as far as buying the cake goes, you could have done otherwise. You could have refrained from buying the cake. Because if you had chosen not to buy the cake, then presumably you wouldn't have bought it. Question for you: what is Chisholm's reply to this objection? Chisholm's own view turns on a distinction between kinds of causes. So what kinds of things can be causes? Well, clearly events or happenings or occurrences, things that have a beginning, a middle, and an end in time, like explosions or lectures, can be causes. The explosion caused the fire. The lecture caused a commotion. But also, it appears that agents, in particular human beings, can be causes. Kelly caused the fire. Thomas caused the commotion. So we have at least two kinds of causation. And Chisholm gives these somewhat unhelpful medieval labels to them. I shall say, Chisholm writes, that when one event or set of events causes some other event, then we have an instance of transient causation. And I shall say that when an agent, as distinguished from an event, causes an event, then we have an instance of imminent causation. Whatever Kelly is, she's not an event like an explosion. Kelly herself can cause events, like explosions, things that happen, but Kelly herself is not a thing that happens. You can ask when the explosion or wedding or lecture occurred, but it doesn't make any sense to ask when Kelly occurred. A somewhat better and indeed more common label for imminent causation is agent causation. You can look that up in the glossary. And it's important to realize that agent causation, on Chisholm's view, is not simply a kind of event or transient causation. Here I think you'll find the agent causation entry in the glossary helpful. Here is Chisholm's view of agent causation. We may say that your hand was moved by you, but we may also say that the motion of your hand was caused by the motion of certain muscles. And we may say that the motion of the muscles was caused by certain events that took place within the brain. But some event, and presumably one of those that took place within the brain, was caused by the agent, you, and not by any other events. So in order for you to cause your hand to move, on Chisholm's view, there has to be this neural event in your brain that was caused by you and not by any prior neuron firings or any other events. So, in order for us to act freely on Chisholm's view, some, one would have thought, spooky things have to happen in the brain. If we have free will, and if Chisholm is right, then there will be some neural events occurring in our brains whenever we act freely that have no physical causes. That's the price you have to pay to accept a view like Chisholm's. On Chisholm's view, because we have free will, the universe is neither deterministic nor indeterministic. Here is some useful terminology to close. Consider the question, is free will incompatible with determinism? If you answer no, you're a compatibilist. If you answer yes, you're an incompatibilist. Ea is a compatibilist. Now, if you answered yes to the incompatibility question, there's another question. Do we in fact have free will? And if you answer yes, then you're a libertarian, and Chisholm is an example. If you answer no, then you are a hard determinist. Strawson doesn't put his argument against free will in terms of determinism. He's not exactly a hard determinist, but if he belongs anywhere on that diagram, it's in the vicinity of the blue rectangle. Where do you place yourself on that diagram? It's quite disturbing to realize that such an important question, do we have free will? Are we ever morally responsible for our actions? Do we ever truly deserve praise and blame for the things that we do? Remains the subject of great controversy and is unresolved. I hope that won't stop you from coming to an opinion on this issue. Next week, a change of pace, political philosophy. I'll see you then.